The tier up structure has changed on Amazon Merch, and therefore our strategy also has to change. We still don't know exactly how tier ups work and what we need to do exactly to qualify for one, but we know the new direction, which is the priority is percentage of designs and products sold. And if you think about it, before this new tier up update, there also wasn't really a clear definition. The common consensus was that you should hit a certain number of sales, typically the same amount of sales as your current tier. So tier 1000 needs 1000 sales to tier up. And that you also need to fill out at least 80% of your upload slots to qualify for a tier up. That was the consensus. However, in reality, that never really worked out. Like sometimes people achieved the right amount of sales and they filled out their slots, but nothing happened, or they got skipped in a tier up wave. Sometimes people were maybe over the sales threshold, but they barely had any designs uploaded, but they still got tiered up. So it didn't really make a whole lot of sense either, but it definitely seemed, and it was the common consensus, to upload as many designs as possible to fill out your slots whilst also hitting the sales targets. And Amazon almost encouraged that in a way by changing the whole upload system a few years ago from counting designs to counting products, and essentially allowing you to upload a lot more products than you previously were able to. So there was kind of a push to upload more things to the marketplace. Now, the first strategy change that I'm going to take is to spend less time uploading, scaling out designs, and just trying to fill up my slots as quickly as possible. And I'll spend more time focusing on research, finding the right niches, understanding those niches, understanding the target customer, and then coming up with good design ideas. And I'll also spend more time on the actual design process to get good looking quality designs that are more likely to resonate with the target customer. Whereas beforehand, I would try and minimize the amount of time I spend on creating designs in order to fill out my slots as quickly as possible. So that strategy change number one is focusing a lot more on research and design quality than upload speed. So focusing on quality output over quantity of output. Another thing that you should consider doing to accommodate these new tier up changes is to stop uploading to all products and all marketplaces. This is definitely a shift that I'm going to start doing as well, because if I really think about it and look at my statistics, for example, I rarely get any sales in the Japanese marketplace. I've probably got like 20 lifetime sales. So it's pointless pushing all of my designs to that marketplace and onto all of the products as well. Then another thing is my best selling products are by far standard t-shirts. And after that, it is hoodies and tumblers right now, which those, like even the hoodies, they don't sell that often. Like it's mostly standard t-shirts. So I'm going to start ignoring most of the other products in the listings to help increase the percentage of products sold that I upload, because things like raglans, like tank tops, pillowcases, like those things rarely sell for me. Pop sockets, I do really well with tumblers. They're like this year so far, they're my second best selling product. So tumblers is something I recommend you try out as well if you haven't done so already. I'm not specifically designing for tumblers, I'm just uploading my t-shirts onto double-sided prints for tumblers. But nevertheless, I think you should really consider like lowering the amount of products that you push, especially if you're in a slightly higher tier and you have a lot of upload slots. Don't just try and fill them out aimlessly, and focus on the top selling products. In the international markets as well, I basically only sell standard t-shirts. I do sell tumblers and hoodies in the US, but rarely on any other marketplaces. So like for example to Italy, Spain, I'll probably only upload standard t-shirts because anything else is very unlikely to sell there, at least for me. For my catalog, for you it might be different, so it's worth checking out your analytics tab in Pretty Merch if you can do that, if you've got the paid version, or Productor. Look at your Productor statistics and figure out which products sell for you the most, and then focus on those primarily moving forward. Another thing we might consider doing with these new changes is to actually start deleting products that haven't sold after about a year. And I'm not 100% certain on this, I'm just kind of throwing it out there, also wondering what you think about it. But if the percentage of designs and the percentage of products sold matters, then why not kind of audit your catalog every few months and see, what's been uploaded for 12 months, what's been there for an entire sales cycle and hasn't sold yet, because those listings are unlikely to sell in the next 6 months leading up to that, deadline of 18 months. So Amazon said if something hasn't sold for 18 months, they'll start removing it. Why not kind of check in a few months before, and if there's things that haven't sold, just delete them anyway. That could potentially, again, increase your catalog's overall percentage of designs or percentage of products sold. We don't know this exactly because, again, there's no concrete explanation of when do they measure this, how do they measure this exactly, but this is definitely something that you should kind of implement into your workflow, a regular routine of checking. Are there listings that haven't sold for a long time and are unlikely to sell in future? Can I get rid of them, make space, and therefore kind of decrease the amount of listings that I have with 0 sales? You can do this with Productor. I don't know if it still works, to be honest. I haven't tried it for a while. I know Productor has become very buggy. I personally use Merge Recs a lot now for filtering through my catalog and doing bulk actions like changing prices, deleting things, etc. Merge Recs seems to be extremely efficient in that and very, very error-free. Whereas things like Pretty Merch, even the paid version, if you have quite a large catalog of products, does get really buggy. So yeah, not sure about this one. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I do think it would make sense to kind of vet your catalog a bit more closely and get rid of designs that haven't sold, or even products that haven't sold. If you have a listing where, in the US it's getting sales, but in all the other markets it's not, maybe delete the products on the other markets after some time if they're unlikely to sell in future. Now, I also think that ad strategies are going to become more and more important. There is obviously more of a difficulty with all of these deals that Amazon is running and kind of lowering everyone's royalties or forcing people into lower royalties. That makes advertising harder. But I think if you've kind of never focused on ads before, you've only been running a lottery campaign, then again, this change should probably give you a bit of motivation or incentive to run ads more individually, like test out your ASINs more individually to see, is this an ASIN that's going to sell for me? Because if you set up a few campaigns that just focus on 1, 2, or like a handful of ASINs and they all get clicks but don't sell, then they're unlikely to be any benefit to your catalog, and then you can kind of discard them and use that kind of as a filtering mechanism. Whereas if you throw everything into a lottery, most ASINs in a lottery are not going to get many impressions or clicks. It is kind of spread very thin, and only a small percentage of those big lottery campaigns actually get the budget allocated to them. So running smaller campaigns to test out different designs and then figuring out which are the ones that work, which are the ones that don't, and then again using that as a mechanism to keep your catalog clear of designs that are not going to sell. And I don't think that you should delete every single design that doesn't sell for you after a few weeks or after a few months. Definitely don't go crazy with this. Don't jump the gun on anything, but I'm just giving you tips that will hopefully make it easier for you to get your designs to sell and get that percentage of, which is obviously the new goal, having as many of your designs and products that you upload sell on the Amazon marketplace. And lastly, I think another important thing to consider is pricing lower initially. This is something that the minds are very split about. Like, some people say price extremely low to begin with to get that first sale. Other people say, I just price at $19.99 or even over $20 straight away. I don't care. I think considering this change, it's even more important to get your designs to sell initially. Beforehand, it didn't really matter if you uploaded a design and never sold, especially if you had a lot of slots. There was no real downside to it. But now, if things don't sell, then yeah, they kind of count against your likelihood of getting tiered up. So there is more reason, in my opinion, to price low initially. That doesn't mean you need to start at 0 royalties or $13.99. You can still start pricing at $14.99, $15.99. I do that quite often. And then after the first sale, start bumping it up. I just think that the first sale is kind of getting more and more important, because the first sale means that product is sold, that design is sold. After that, you can always still increase the royalty for the sales thereafter. So again, this is going to depend on your strategy, whether you agree with this, but I think with the recent changes, it makes sense to list your products more often at a lower price. In my opinion, one of the best tools right now to conduct research, to come up with unique design ideas, and also create good-looking t-shirt designs right now is ChatGPT. It's not the only tool. There's lots of others that do an amazing job, but ChatGPT has been my favorite recently. And if you want to see my workflows and kind of some tips and tricks on how I create my designs right now, then check out this video next for 13 ChatGPT hacks.